tire pressure monitoring system. So every tire has one of these little black pressure sensors on it that transmit a signal to the unit inside. I'll be going inside and turning that on, show you. Here's the TPMS monitoring unit. It's attached onto the dash here by a piece of Velcro in the middle. Come back, let's see here. So on the edge is the on-off button. Put it up, beeps, comes on, and it will display all 6 tires that are on the RV. Once it reads the signal, you need to start moving before it actually will normally pick up the tires. The tire that's flashing will have the information that's displayed there. So you'll see where the degrees F, that's going to be the temperature of the tire, and the PSI will be over here farther to the right. There's an alarm that should the pressure fall outside or below the recommended pressure, then this thing will beep and a little light will flash, and if you hear the beeping and look at it, the tire that is flashing is the tire that's actually having a problem. So sometimes, especially first thing in the morning, this thing will beep a little bit, depending on the tire. It may leak out a little bit overnight, but for the most part, you never will have to, hopefully, top up the tire. If you do want to check the tire, feel free. There's a pressure gauge in the cabinet on the passenger side towards the back. We went through that cabinet a little bit earlier on a different video, and it's on the shelf towards the front of the RV inside there. I'll go and show you where that is. So if you're concerned about it, you can take off those little black sensors, unscrew it, and measure the temperature, or not the temperature, measure the air pressure in those tires if you're concerned. After a couple of days, you'll get used to it, and probably you won't want to or need to change it or measure it. The correct pressure when using the pressure gauges or the pressure gauge on the actual pump for the front 2 tires is 67 psi, and for the back 4 tires is 63 psi. Once you're all set up here, this just goes right in the corner and sits there like that. And that way the driver can see it. If you do get an alarm, something's happening, these readings that are going to be on here will be lower than the numbers I just gave you. When it's actually set for the front tire 67 psi, the readings on this thing will actually show you 61, so it's not calibrated. The numbers on here are off, so don't worry about that, but we have set the alarm so that they're going to compensate for that. So it's about 3 or 4 psi below that, so if the front tire pressures get below 57 psi, then you'll get an alarm. If it beeps every time you see that pressure, if you hit the plus or the minus, it'll stop doing that. It'll stop beeping, at least for a while. And I'm going to turn this off, and I'll show you the checking the air pressure and taking those caps off. So in the back cabinet, you can see here behind this tube, the tube might not be there when you get the RV, but here's the pressure gauge. It's got this handy dandy end on the end, so we'll go to the front tire. Unscrew this. Don't lose these things. They're $50 each, so if there's any missing. And then what you want to do is look inside there. You'll see a very little rubber gasket. Make sure that it's in good shape and not actually popped off that little lid. And then on this guy, let's take that pressure reader and just give it a push on there. And it holds the pressure. So right now it's not on there, but you can sort of see that it is reading 67, 65, about 66 psi. So that's fine for me. So we're going to put this back on, put it on fairly snug, not super tight, but and then to get rid of this pressure here to go to the next tire, if you want to check another tire, press on this button right here. It drops down. That's it.